Thank you. Well, when it comes to community resources, there are some that are very well known across the country. And here in Minnesota, that means some star power is on the way to help out for a good cause. The Habitat for Humanity's week of work kicks off next week. So I need you to get your hands together, get them ready to get dirty. We've got the CEO of Twin Cities Habitat for Humanity, Chris Coleman, here to tell us a little bit about it. Chris, you and I were just over here just talking about so many things. First, when we talk about Habitat for Humanity, it's so needed. I've seen it from city to city. How would you describe that need here in the Twin Cities?
Well, we have a huge housing crisis in this country, but particularly in the Twin Cities, where we have the highest disparity between rates of home ownership for white families versus black families and other families of color. We've had generations of redlining and restrictive covenants, and where we built freeways, all of these things that led to the disparities that we have. And so at Habitat, we're very focused in on trying to rectify that situation, really create an equitable community when it comes to home ownership, because we know that that's the way people build wealth. It's the way that they get to pass that wealth down to the next generations for education or to buy a house or any of those things. And so, you know, we're trying to scale up what we do, and this week is the ultimate scaling up.
Oh yes, we got to talk about this week. I love when we have a specific time frame to do good work, because it sets the goal setting a little differently. Tell me about what we can expect for this week.
So this is the Jimmy and Rosalind Carter Work Project, which started 40 years ago when the President and the First Lady went out to New York and brought a crew up from Georgia to help restore a brownstone. And ever since then, the Carters, up until before COVID, and now Mrs. Carter has passed, but they would come out and they would build. And this is the Super Bowl of affordable housing, certainly of the Habitat world. We're going to be working on 30 houses this next week with 1,000 volunteers a day that will be transported and fed to squares, and they'll go out and swing hammers. And our celebrity guests will be Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood.
I mean, come on.
Come on, you know, we got friends in high places.
Do you hear me though? Yes, yes. I want to hear all the songs. You know, it's interesting because I always think when we think about community building, when we do a task together, that's a different kind of connection that probably makes building these houses even more special, wouldn't you say?
Well, I think just the support that this community provides for our families, for the work that we do to try to get families that might not otherwise have a pathway into home ownership, is really meaningful. And when they come out and they, you know, I was out on we have a warehouse for this project yesterday, and people were just filling bags for the volunteers that are coming out. I mean, just even that. But they're out every day. We have over 16,000 unique volunteers a year that are coming out, providing countless hours and countless days of volunteer service. We can't do our work without that kind of support.
How do people get involved?
Well, first of all, go to tchabitat.org. We will sign you up. We have crews going all winter long. We have our winter warriors, so we love to have them come out. But next week, join us for the Build Forward Bash over at the Minneapolis Armory on Tuesday night. It's the President Carter's 100th birthday, so we might have a birthday celebration for him. But talk about the work that we're doing, the important work that we're doing in ending disparities in home ownership rates.
Before I let you go, because I know that you've served, especially the city of St. Paul, so well, when it comes to a note, if you could leave one note in each one of these houses as a bit of inspiration, what would your note say?
Oh, that's a great question. I would just say, live well, raise your family, do good.
Hey, I like that. That's a good note. Thank you so much for helping us learn a little bit more about how we can give back. And of course, we have more at KARE11.com/noon. We'll be right back.